Welcome to my cooking channel, Japanese Food at Home. I'm Chef Reina from Japan. This time, I'm gonna show you how to make mango dorayaki. Dorayaki may be one of the most famous Japanese confections. As you can see, it is generally made with two small pancakes sandwiching a filling of sweetened bean paste, aka anko. But for today, I'm gonna replace the filling with the combination of mango and yogurt cream so that you can enjoy a lighter taste and texture, which is perfect for the hot season. Alright then, let's go through the ingredient list. For the mango, please select a fully ripe one so you can really enjoy its juiciness and sweetness. For the dorayaki batter, we're gonna use eggs, sugar, honey, flour, baking soda, water, and neutral oil. The most recommended sugar for the batter is 𝒕𝒖𝒓𝒏, aka Japanese caster sugar, which is most commonly used in Japanese home kitchens, and it has a sweeter and moister taste profile compared to other sugars, so it is perfect for making dorayaki pancakes moist. But if it's not available, please go ahead and use another sugar. The honey also has a role in moistening the dorayaki pancakes. As for the flour, please use cake flour, which is called _ｈyakurikiko in Japanese, to achieve a soft and fluffy texture. Baking soda is a leavening agent. You may be more familiar with baking powder, but baking soda is more commonly used in Japanese confectionery. It has a distinctive flavor with a hint of bitterness, and this flavor is one of the characteristics of baked Japanese confectionery. Besides, the dough or batter made with baking soda becomes darker in color due to the chemical reaction, and this effect will also contribute to the beautiful brown color of the final product. By the way, did you know that summer eggs are more watery than winter eggs? That's because chickens drink more water in the summer, like human beings. This recipe is made for summer eggs. If you try this in other seasons, you may want to add a bit more water. For the yogurt cream, we're going to combine Greek yogurt, whipped heavy cream or double cream, and sugar. As you may already know, Greek yogurt is thicker than regular yogurt, so it's really suitable for the filling. So now, let's start by preparing the heavy cream. We're going to whip this along with the sugar before mixing it with the Greek yogurt. To make a good whipped cream, you need to keep it cold. That's why you may be sometimes asked to place the bowl in an ice bath when whipping cream. But to be honest, I usually cheat when the amount of cream is not that much. This is how. Put the heavy cream in a stainless steel bowl, add the sugar, and mix well with a whisk or hand mixer beater. After that, chill the bowl and the whisk in the fridge for a while. As stainless steel materials cool well, you'll be able to keep the cream cold for a short time without an ice bath. Next, let's dice the mango. Mangoes have a flattish oval stone in the core, so please cut off the flesh along the sides of the stone. After that, cut the flesh into strips, which are about 1.5 centimeters wide. Place the strips with the skin side down. Then, lay the blade down so that it almost sticks to the cutting board. And move it sideways just above the skin to peel them. As you know, mangoes are curved, so please adjust the angle of the strips so that the part you are cutting is surely grounded without lifting it off the cutting board. Lastly, cut them into 1.5 centimeters dice. Keep them in the fridge until ready to use. For your information, you can use frozen mangoes if you wish, but they are likely to become soggy as they thaw. So please remove excess moisture with paper towels before sandwiching them. So now, let's prepare the dorayaki batter. Here are the eggs in a bowl. Beat them with a whisk. Then add the sugar and honey followed by half of the water. And mix well until they are completely incorporated. In order to mix in dry ingredients smoothly in the next step, I don't want to make the mixture too runny, because the more different consistency the two substances have, the harder it is to mix them together. This is why you don't add the water all at once here. Next, place a strainer on top and sift in the flour and baking soda. Stir them in the middle of the bowl, then gradually whisk outward until just before they are completely incorporated. Then, add the rest of the water and mix in. You know, flour contains gluten. When it comes in contact with liquid, the gluten tends to develop as you stir the batter. If you overmix it, the final product won't be fluffy but rubbery and chewy. Therefore, you should add the second half of water before the flour is completely incorporated. And make sure to stop mixing right away when the white color of the flour has disappeared and the entire batter has an even texture. Got it? Cover with cling film and rest it in the fridge for 15 minutes. The resting period helps the dry and wet ingredients blend well. In addition to that, the gluten strands developed in the mixing process will loosen so you can easily handle the batter and spread it into a beautiful round shape when you bake it. By the way, do you know the differences between baking powder and baking soda? They are both leavening agents. When you use baking powder, you should bake the batter right after the mixing because a chemical reaction occurs when it comes in contact with liquid. If you leave the batter for a while, like we are doing now, the gas generated by the chemical reaction will diminish in the meantime, so you cannot bake the batter at the best time for the gas to work. On the other hand, baking soda generates gas when heated, so the batter rises the most when baked, even if you leave it for a while before baking. Alright, while the batter is resting, let's prepare the yogurt cream. Take the bowl of the heavy cream and sugar out of the fridge. Then whip the cream until it forms stiff peaks. Next, we're gonna fold in the Greek yogurt, but before that, please recall what I said before about the consistency when you combine something. The key to combining them smoothly is to narrow the consistency difference. The Greek yogurt has a thicker texture, so first, put the whisk with some whipped cream in it into the Greek yogurt. Then stir well. Next, transfer this mixture into the remaining whipped cream and combine everything together. This time, please move the whisk as if scooping up a large amount of the cream from the bottom rather than unnecessarily stirring, so that you can preserve its airy texture. At the same time, please turn the bowl with the other hand like this so you can mix efficiently. Alright, when the cream is ready, take out the whisk, clean up the side of the bowl, cover with a cling film, then put it back in the fridge until ready to use. So now we're gonna make the dorayaki pancakes, but before that, let me explain how to use a turner. Normally, when chefs bake dorayaki pancakes at specialty stores, they use a thinner turner and bake the pancakes on a flat-top grill. So when they flip the pancakes over, they simply insert the turner straight under the pancakes while keeping the turner almost horizontal. However, when you bake dorayaki pancakes at home, a turner may be thicker. In addition to that, you cannot hold it horizontally because of the side of a frying pan. If you simply move the turner sideways under these conditions, your pancakes will possibly be wrinkled. Therefore, I recommend you move the turner briskly from side to side while gradually inserting the turner underneath. It is easier to see the actual flipping process as I demonstrated, so let's just bake the pancakes. First, preheat a frying pan over low heat. Next, grease the base with oil. Dip a folded paper towel in oil, then apply the oil to the entire base. You can see the oil traces at this point. Next, using a dry paper towel, wipe off the oil traces until they become invisible. The key to a perfectly uniform brown pancake is that you should apply the oil very thinly and evenly. Otherwise, the baked surface of your pancake won't be uniform brown, but could be spotted brown. So please make sure no trace of oil can be seen before you pour in the batter. Next, let's check the temperature. This is how. Try placing the pan on a soaking wet towel. If you hear a sizzling sound like this, it's ready. If it sounds much louder than this, you should leave the pan on the wet towel for a while to lower the temperature. If you cannot hear anything, you may want to preheat the pan more. As a side note, the temperature of the pan is actually not necessarily uniform. In other words, some parts are very high in temperature while others are not, and that can cause non-uniform browning on the surface of pancakes. But if you put the pan on a wet towel, the moisture in the towel will be evaporated by the heat, right? This evaporation will occur only at the parts that are higher than 100 degrees Celsius, and the evaporation will take the heat away. Therefore, the temperature of the pan will be uniform by putting the pan on a wet towel. This technique is useful when you want to bake pancakes and crepes beautifully. So now, let's pour in the batter. Please stir quickly before scooping it up because the top of the batter tends to be airy while the bottom tends to be thick as it rests. Place in a ladle of the batter to make a 9 to 10 centimeters round shape. The batter will spread spontaneously, so stop pouring it when it's slightly smaller than the ideal size. Then wait. If you want to make a smaller pancake, please use a tablespoon instead. After a while, bubbles appear on the surface. This is the sign of the right time to flip it over. Move the turner briskly from side to side and gradually slide it under the pancake. And then, don't hesitate to flip. Go for it quickly. Look, very nicely browned. Keep baking for another minute until it puffs up and cooks through. If your pancakes are likely to brown too much, you can turn off the heat after flipping them over and cook them through with the residual heat. Lastly, remove it from the pan and transfer it onto a wire rack. Alright, repeat this process for the rest of the batter. Please make sure to repeat the process of greasing the base each time you bake a pancake. From now, I'm gonna show you another way of baking dorayaki pancakes. I told you that you need to grease the base very thinly and evenly to achieve a uniform brown surface, right? In other words, if you apply the oil unevenly, the browning will also be uneven, resulting in making a pattern on the surface. So let's try it. This time, I'm going to use a brush to grease unevenly. Then pour the batter onto it. The rest of the process is the same as before. Now it's ready to flip. Look, a beautiful lacy pattern, isn't it? Please feel free to bake dorayaki pancakes in your preferred way. When you've finished baking the pancakes, cover them with a clean towel to prevent the surface from drying out. Then let them cool. Now it's time to assemble the dorayaki. Please start with the cooled pancakes that were baked earlier. First, take a dorayaki pancake and turn it over to spread the yogurt cream on the flat side, which should be inside. Then sprinkle diced mango. After that, put additional cream on top. If you put in too much filling, the cream will escape from the side when you press it to make the sandwich. However, if you don't care about the appearance but just want to eat a lot of filling, go ahead and put in as much filling as possible. Then, place on another dorayaki pancake to sandwich. Finally, press the round edge to make them stick together and shape them nicely. Okay then, let me show you what it looks like inside. Cut it in half, and it looks delicious, doesn't it? Alright, this is how to make mango dorayaki. The sourness of the yogurt and the juiciness of the mango contribute to a light, refreshing taste, making the filling perfect for the summer. Please feel free to change the mango to your favorite fruit, as the yogurt cream goes well with anything. In the next video, I will show you how to make oyakodon, one of the most popular Japanese foods in the world, which consists of chicken and egg in a bowl of rice. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you want to learn how to make the dish perfectly like a pro. Thank you for taking the time to watch. Have a great day with delicious food. See you next time!